Hello everyone, welcome to Chats with the Farmer's Daughter Fibers. My name is Candace English and I'm the Farmer's Daughter. I'm excited to be back. It's been a minute, it's been about a month. You know, every time I get on here, I'm like, my goal is to record so many podcasts. I'm like, once a month. Let's just shoot for once a month. So that's where we're at. I think this is gonna be a quick episode. I honestly don't have a ton to show you and talk about yet, but a little bit. So yeah, I hope everyone's summer is going well. I have some pimple patches on right now. There's some really bad hormonal acne going on here, which I hate because it's just like, anyways. What have I been doing this last month? I think the last time I chatted with you guys was tessellated, totally tessellated. It's been wild. I didn't think I'd be working so much this summer that I am, which is fine. I'm having actually a really great summer. Worked a lot around the tessellated release and Spinster's Daughter, and that was really fun. And then, yeah, I love when I can just like focus on not admin-y things, and sometimes even the creative things get, well, they're fun at first, you know, executing them is always a little bit of work. And then, yeah, so I just was able to like focus on packing orders, and I didn't even mess up that many, only like 3 or 4, which was amazing, out of a lot. So yeah, and then what else have I been doing? I had friends in town in July, kind of expectedly, a little bit unexpectedly. My best friend came to town, and then she was going to be gone for a few days and come back, but she ended up coming back early, so I've got to spend a lot of time with her. One of my other best friends is from Great Falls, and so she comes back and stays with her family, and I was able to spend a lot of time with her this summer, which was amazing. She's back in Chicago now, so yeah, we went to, let's see here, I went and saw Paul Cawthon. That was really fun. I went to Red Ants Pants Festival, and that was really fun. I mean, you maybe have heard me talk last year about Red Ants Pants. It is a festival in White Sulphur Springs. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Red Ants Pants. They're a women's workwear company, and she is amazing. She's basically transformed the town of White Sulphur Springs, an amazing female entrepreneur in rural Montana. It's pretty incredible. And so she has the women's workwear, jeans, pants. Check them out if you need like a Carharty type of pant, they're great. And then she started a music festival in White Sulphur, and it's really fun. It's very, it's a lot of like country, folky, bluesy, you know, type of music, diversity-wise for music. They always do a really good job. And sometimes I'll go like Thursday through Sunday. This year I just went on Saturday night. The people watching is amazing. Let me just tell you that right now. It's so not pretentious there, which I love. There's also a festival in Whitefish called Under the Big Sky, which I think is like the alter ego of Red Ants Pants in a different universe. Great music at Under the Big Sky. It sounds amazing. It just, for me, it would be like one big high school reunion. I'm just not ready for that. Which it was my 20-year high school reunion this year, and I did not go. Yeah, just felt like a lot. I had a lot going on anyways. There's no way I could have done it, but you know, you guys know how I feel about socializing. You guys know how not even socializing, small talk. Like, oh yeah, I own a yarn company. That's good. Summer Glow. I don't know if we have this one. Oh yeah, we do. anyways, sorry. I digress. So yeah, I got to see, mostly though, at Red Ants Pants, I got to see Tanya Tucker. She was amazing. She was so good. I love her music. I mean, I love Tanya Tucker just as much as I love Dolly Parton. I gotta be real with you. She is, I grew up listening to her. She has like a lot of like sad love songs that my mom used to listen to when she was leaving my dad again. Yeah, I absolutely love her. And then I went through a phase in my early 20s of like Tanya Tucker, and Xander actually had to cut me off from Tanya Tucker. He told me I couldn't listen to it anymore. It was too much. It was on repeat. So seeing her was so amazing. I didn't really have any expectations at all. She was 1,000 times better than I ever would have imagined. She's just this tiny little thing. She was so funny, so cute. That was like the last day of her tour, and she sang her heart out even though she was losing her voice. She's hilarious. And the other thing, I think this is what brought my resurgence of Tanya in my early 20s, is there was a reality show, the beginning of reality shows too, called Tuckerville. Oh, it was so good. And you know, Tanya, I think, has had her substance abuse issues. And I admire anybody who's forthcoming of that stuff. So yeah. And then what else? Gosh, it's just been wild. The kids, the teenagers at home in the summer, making me crazy. I love them so much. But, you know, there's just highs and lows, highs and lows. There's very rarely is there like a steady. We've been steady for, God, almost like a week and a half, 2 weeks now. It's been great. But we've had some highs and lows this summer with the teens. And now just kind of like in this mode of getting really ready for fall. Oh, I guess we did have a big summer sale here outside the shop, and we had this Pedlet Park, which is basically, we just had a landscaping company come and make like a little faux park with a bunch of plants. And we took our furniture out there. It was so much fun, and had a big sale. That was really successful. And then I did a big revamp of I've done so much shit. I'm gonna be like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, holy God. Yeah, so we did a big revamp of our upstairs of our shop. It used to be where we did our knitting, and we had this cute little cozy corner, and then we had our offices up there, but we are running out of room at the shop, and so we made the back part where we usually did all of the where we had our offices. We made that backstock, and then we have like 5 million gorilla racks up there now. And then we made the front part offices, which has been really nice. I've been coming and working from here a lot more since we did that. Not so insane and crowded. And then we bought a building for the dye studio. The shop will stay here. It's not going anywhere. And then so the building is an old service station, so an old gas station, and it doesn't need a ton of work, but it needs some work, and we're just kind of getting that done and not stressing about too much about getting in there super quick. So I think mid-September we'll move over there, and I'll show pictures and all of that stuff too. Maybe we can do a podcast episode over there with Zandy Pants. Yeah, I've been I think that it's a little insane how much I actually have done this past month and not even thinking about it. You know, it's like in with one thing and the next, one day at a time, baby. Yeah, what else? I think that's kind of it. Like I said, just ramping up for school to start. And that's gonna be really great. Ryder's senior year. You'll hear me say that like a million times. I just went and had coffee with Xander, and Ryder has his senior pictures tomorrow, and we're getting them done. I'm probably gonna tear up right now even talking about it. I don't know why. It's a little ridiculous. I started like crying in the middle of the coffee shop because when we had Ryder, I cannot believe I'm crying right now. When we had Ryder, I was 20, and you know, we were just so young. I cannot believe this. It's okay though. I just like have to allow myself to feel the emotions of this. Again, highs and lows. Yeah, we were 20 when we had Ryder. I didn't have any medical insurance. We weren't married, and so I had to have him in Browning, which at the time felt a little bit devastating because I just wanted to be close to home when I had him, and IHS doesn't always have the best medical care, if we're being honest. So I had to drive to Browning, whatever. I don't know how often, I can't even remember how often you get checked, once a month. And then we lived here in Great Falls. Actually lived in Ulm, which is like 7 miles outside of Great Falls. Yeah, it's just wild. And I did a drive to Browning once a month, and then when I got closer, I would go once a week, and then I went and lived with my mom the last couple of weeks. And when we had him, it was August 25th. There was a snowstorm on August 25th. The person who was giving me my epidural couldn't make it because of the snowstorm. He was in East Glacier. There was a bear attack, a fatal bear attack, and then there was an eight-person car. There's a car crash with 8 people in it. So my doctor could barely there to deliver Ryder. And then we brought him home to Ulm, and we lived in this house that was so small, maybe 800 square feet, really kind of run down and dilapidated. And but man, we were so happy. It seemed like, even though that was so crazy and seemed so stressful, it was like one of the most easiest, simple times of my life. And so we're gonna do his senior photos near there at this, sorry, that's the chair, not me. Near there at this, they call it the sand dunes or the dunes or something like that. It's basically a fishing access, and they have these huge cottonwood groves, and that's where we would take him in his little backpack to go for walks. So yeah, so that was my story about crying at the coffee shop this morning. It's just so wild how fast 18 years goes. And I just don't feel old enough to have an 18-year-old, like, saying it. When people are like, oh, how old are your kids? I'm like, 18. And they're like, what the frick? Do you have them when you were 12? Yeah, I was 20, almost 21. So that's gonna be my fall. It's gonna be very emotional. I feel like things at FDF are running so smoothly and wonderful. Unfortunately, one of the gals who is our shipping gal, Meredith, they're getting PCS'd to New Mexico, so we're gonna lose her. So that's gonna be a little bit of a curveball for us. But other than that, I feel like things at FDF are running really smoothly, but I also feel like I have all these amazing opportunities right now for work that I'm trying to take advantage of. Because they're exciting and they're fun, and it's not even about money. It's more of just about relishing in all of the hard work that I've done. And then at the same time, having my, you know, babies be in high school, and it's just, yeah, it's just a lot. I do not cry, you guys. So the fact that I'm, maybe I'm gonna start my period or something with this hormonal acne and the emotions. Yeah. Anyways, chats with the farmer's daughter is getting depressing. I'm not gonna delete this. I'm gonna keep going. Oh, I should have, I'm not gonna do anything. I should have put a do not disturb. All right, let's move on. I want to talk a little bit about the pom-pom issue that's coming out that we guest edited. I don't have a copy of the magazine yet, and I kind of want to like slowly roll it out and talk about different things with it. But I'll just talk about maybe some of like the early stages of it and like my thought process and all of that stuff. And so I think it was maybe like in January, February of this year, Lydia and Megan from Pom Pom reached out to ask if I wanted to guest edit, and I shit my pants when I read the email. I never imagined in my wildest dreams. I mean, I think this for me is like really like the most amazing thing that's happened to me in my career as a yarn slayer, fiber princess, whatever you want to call me. It just feels so crazy. Like, I love Pom Pom magazine. Obviously, I love everything that they do. I love Megan. I love Lydia. I remember their entire team a few years ago, I was at India Untangled, and it was a year of trial and tribulations. And I'm like, I don't really want to go into it, but I had to make a switch of things. I was, was sponsoring the lounge at India Untangled, and I had to make a switch to make it the Sisters United Lounge. It was like, I had PTSD over that entire situation that had happened. And India Untangled, it was a really, really, really hot mess for me. It was really tough. Luckily, I had my best friend there with me. Otherwise, I might not have made it. I would have just been like, you know what? You guys just take the yarn. I don't care. And I remember Megan and Lydia and their entire team coming in, and something about just their like amazing, beautiful, kind energy completely lifted me up and transformed my mood. And they didn't, I think they were giving me a sample or something like that. It wasn't even anything that they probably thought of, but yeah, that just felt so good. So since then, I've had even a more special place in my heart for them. I love everything that they do. I love that they have really transformed their magazine to be very inclusive in so many different ways, and it's not a performative thing, that they really truly live that in who they are. And so them asking me just felt insane, crazy insane. It still feels insane. I'm like, what am I doing editing Pom Pom magazine? Sorry, you guys, I got cut off. Okay, so after Lydia and Megan asked me to guest edit, I said yes. I freaked out. I said yes, and then I got to work on kind of starting a mood board and how I wanted the feel of the issue to look. Pom Pom is like traditionally so bright and cheery and very metropolitan and modern, and we obviously have a very clear aesthetic here at FDF, and I have a clear aesthetic, and so I really wanted to embrace Western living in Montana culture from all aspects, Indigenous and non-Indigenous aspects of it, and just like the hard work and the grit that it takes and took 100 years ago, people to live in this land. And then also the softness of it and the light in it and the beauty of it was all really important things to me. So that is kind of where the vision came from. I'll share the mood board and some other, I'm gonna share lots of behind the scenes stuff on Instagram. So yeah, that was really like an exciting part of it, is just coming up with the vision. And then we put that out there and we got lots of submissions, and I just tried to put together things that immediately like spoke to me in some way. I think that all of the pieces are so beautiful and so special. We tried to be really diverse as far as the type of garments. A lot of our designers are not from the United States because, you know, Pom Pom is a European magazine. It was just something different, a different market than what I'm used to. We tried to make sure to put like affordable yarns in there, obviously lots of FDF yarns in there. And I'm gonna show you guys all of the garments in the magazine and everything as over the next month. When I get the magazine and do my next podcast vlog. You guys know how I feel about the word vlog. When I do the next podcast, I will show you that. And then when the issue releases, which is September 7th, I'll do like a whole, like I'll try on all of the garments and show you all of the garments. I'm just gonna spread it out a little bit. So yeah, so then we just got started with that. We did a couple of articles in there. It was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun in getting everything right, hopefully right. And I'm not really sure if I have anything really else to say about like the beginning process of it. I just can't wait to show it to you guys. It's on pre-order on our website now. If you order from us, we're gonna sign all of the copies that are going out our door. So I need to perfect my signature. I've been working on it. I have really shitty handwriting. Well, not that shitty, but my signature is really shitty. My signature is like this, just nothing. You can't even tell that says Candace English. There's like a C and then scribbles. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna do a heart and then Candace. I don't know. Let me know if you have any suggestions. Yeah, so that is all just so exciting. I'm like still pinching myself. Next weekend, we're going to Indian Market in Santa Fe. Xander and I are going down, and we're going down kind of as a a mission to find Indigenous collective inspiration. And then also we are going down to do a trunk show at Auxerre, Santa Fe, which is a yarn shop down there. Super, super lovely, amazing little yarn shop. Jen, Native Knitter, and Tressa are gonna be down there. I can't say Tressa's Instagram name. I'm gonna have to ask her. I've asked her before, but yeah, we just need to, I need to get that one right. I'm not gonna butcher it. Tressa and Jen are gonna be there, and at the trunk show, it's on Saturday from 11 to 2, and I'll be there with all of the Pom Pom samples that we have. I've sent back the samples from the magazine to Pom Pom so that they could send those off to trunk shows to different shops and do their thing. And then I had all of the patterns made in our yarn, so then that way we could show those off and not have to try to coordinate that. So I'll have all of those. There'll be early copies of Pom Pom, and there will be me and Xander. Yes, I'm excited about that. And then on September 9th, we're having a big party at the shop. If you're local or thinking about visiting, come. It's gonna be, I think we're gonna do like a 4 to 7 situation, mostly because I think I have sports that day or something like that. So something I can't miss. So we're gonna do a 4 to 7. We're having bison chili and fry bread, and gonna celebrate. I'm gonna do my whole window display and Pom Pom in the magazine. I'm excited about that. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. I got like a big like thing, like kind of foam poster board thing of the cover. And then I was thinking about making big giant pom-poms, but I'm not sure if that's gonna go with the aesthetic yet or not. I'm gonna figure that all out. Oh, the models in the magazine are a couple of friends of mine. One of them is actually my mom's friend who introduced me via Facebook, Mariah Gladstone. Mariah is both of these gals are incredibly intelligent. I think they both went to Ivy League schools too. Mariah is really into food sovereignty, and so she does a lot of work around food sovereignty. She also does aerial acrobatics too. She does a lot of outdoor activities. You guys should follow her. She's awesome. She's super smart, super talented, very large asset to the community. And then Selena is a friend of mine. I met her through her dad, Dugan, who is head of the Indigenous Education Department here in Great Falls. I do a lot of work with him through Sisters United, and that's how we know each other. And she was also a dancer, so they were great models, and it was so fun to have them. They're both Blackfeet, and they both are other tribes too. But having 3 Blackfeet gals in the issue was really fun. The photo shoot was super fun. And Katie Shea is the one who was the photographer. She's done a lot of other photography for me before, and we worked together really well. And so I just needed like my comfort person, and that was her. The photo shoot was, to be honest, it was a little bit of a shit show because we wanted to like invoke fall issue, you know, so we need fall, so no snow. And there was snow all spring. And so we were just like waiting for it to melt. And then the day we were gonna do it, a bunch of things happened. I think, we didn't get our samples in time. There was a snowstorm, and something happened with Katie too. So it was like this trifecta of things like, okay, obviously this is not the day, but I was also going to Tulum for our retreat, and we had like a deadline there. So we had to get it in. And so it was close. I think I did it the day before I went to Tulum, and it was like, finally it's like a beautiful day. The snow was melting. There's just like one little patch of snow. And we were gonna do it at a couple of different places. And because I wanted to go out to the bison, there's a bison range out in Choteau on the Rocky Mountain front that I wanted to go out to, but there was too much snow. So I put it out there on Facebook and was reminded of this place my friend, Rachel from Ritual Dies, had stayed at with her family, and it was a hip camp, and it's basically this old barn. And I remember this telling me like there's bats everywhere, like all this crazy stuff about this place. And then somebody reminded me about it, and it ended up being a lady that I knew who owns it, who I am on the board of the foundation, the Great Falls Public School Foundation with. And so it just all came together. We got there, beautiful day. We're like, yes, finally. And then all of a sudden this crazy snowstorm squall just comes in, and it just starts like hailing down big chunky snow, and got so cold. The snow stopped and melted right away. It was so freaking cold at that photo shoot though. We were freezing. And so yeah, those poor girls really toughed it out for me. Other than that, I mean, the photos are beautiful. It was fine. We made it, but it was wild, and it was just so fun to have them because we laughed a lot. There's some great photos of us being silly and giggling, while trying to be stoic at the same time. yeah, so that is kind of that. I'm like, I don't have anything to show you guys yet. I have some of the samples and stuff, but like I said, I'm gonna wait for that. So next time you see me, I will have the magazine in front of me, which should be here actually like early next week, which is exciting. And we'll send those out like maybe September 5th, 4th or 5th, and then you can have them by the 7th. So, and like I said, kits will come out September 7th too. Yeah, but all of the patterns and stuff are on Ravelry. I'll link that in case you want to look at them now and get an idea if you want to knit any of them for yarn, whether that's your stash or stuff that we have. Yeah, so that's Pom Pom. I don't have a lot to show you guys today. Oh, I can show you what I'm knitting. You guys want a sneak peek of something? Very exciting. I'm gonna drink some water really quick. Every time I start chit-chatting, my lips are so dry. I also notice they're peeling. My face is falling apart. Okay, I can't show you this bag though because it is a secret bag. You saw a little bit of it. That's a prototype of something that we're doing. But I got the squishiest squish factor here. Okay, this is Oh Dang DK. Ta-da! And this colorway is Come and Get Love Me Like You Used To. We always mix those up. So pretty. Oh my gosh, you guys, this yarn is so big and so squishy. It's a DK weight. At first you're like, that's a bulky, but when you start knitting it, it actually is a DK. It's 254 yards per 100 grams. Don't quote me on that, but it's somewhere around there. And I am absolutely freaking obsessed. So I have been working on, well, first I've been working on a shawl for the Celestial Countdown. You guys, I'm so excited about this countdown. If you haven't gotten one and you're on the fence, you need to get one. The box is so cool. Jessalyn, who does all of our labels and logos and stuff like that, she did the artwork for it. It's all like this Wind in the Willows theme. Everything is so good. And so there's 12 mini skeins of Pishkin, which is new and something we haven't done. So I designed and knit this really cool, simple shawl. Like if you're wanting to use the mini skeins and knit them in December, you will so easily be able to do it. I knit the shawl really like in like 5 hours. It's not really big. It's just great to like wrap around your neck, and it's garter stitch. So it's really easy and just like a really nice, simple thing for December, especially when you have like so much stuff going on. Sometimes having just like sitting down and taking that time for yourself is really nice. And so there's 12 mini skeins, and then there's 12 products. Some of them are like themed of, you know, if you look at it and you see all those little critters in it, you will be getting things that have to do with that. You'll also be getting some self-care items, and it's just, I haven't been this excited about a countdown for quite some time. So yeah, so that is what I did. I've been doing that. I actually just woven the ends last night. You need to block it. And then I've been obsessed with this Oh Dang DK. It's really lovely actually just working by itself. It has this really amazing texture. It kind of reminds me almost of a boucle. Am I saying that right? Bouquet? I don't know why that sounds so weird. It reminds me a little bit of a boucle type of yarn, but not as like consistent with, like, you know, boucle has like consistent little fibers that are sewn on a strand of yarn, where this is just a lot of fuzz that kind of mats onto itself. Yeah, and like I said, I kind of thought at first it would be, way chunkier, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna use like a size 10, 11 needles, and I ended up swatching with the 6, 7, and 8, and 7 is kind of the sweet spot for this yarn. So I am designing just a super simple cowl, just like a stockinette, super really easy cowl, and a really easy shawl for the release, which is going to release in October, beginning of October. And those will be free for any of our newsletter subscribers, which I know there's a lot of you out there who are newsletter subscribers, so it's free. And again, yeah, just really easy, simple shawl and cowl, and I'm calling it our Big Sky set. Oh my gosh, I also forgot to even mention we had a retreat in all of this insanity this last month too. That retreat was the chillest retreat I've ever had. Everyone who was there was like, sometimes I go into retreats or just like events and stuff like that, and I feel like I have to be a little bit more on, like, you know, like entertaining, like and I don't mind that at all. I'm not really that type of person on a regular basis, but it's something that I like to be funny, you know, I like to be entertaining, but there's an energy level, right, that is not like sustainable for me to do that all. I'm just not one of those type of people who could do that all the time. It's like there's highs and lows of my energy, and I just was like kind of like trying to do that, and everyone was just like looking at me like, no, you don't have to do that. Like, they were so chill. So it was, every time I do a retreat, I learn so much about myself, and I learned so much about other people and people skills and managing that, and it's really entertaining for me, and I really love it and enjoy it. Even when it's not enjoyable, it's still, I have a mindset that it's really enjoyable. But there wasn't any of that. Everyone was like literally so chill. So yeah, so I worked on, I did a lot of these oh dang designs while I was there. I was so inspired. That's the other thing too. I find every single time I do a retreat, I come away so inspired that usually I come home and just like write everything out that I want to do. And while I was there, I ended up staying up till like 1 o'clock in the morning one night, just like sketching and writing out all of these things. So yeah, it was really lovely. I don't know really where I was going with that. Oh, the Big Sky set. So we took a hike, which was really, really fun. It's always funny seeing people's, it's hard, I guess it's hard. We went on this hike and I was like, it's an easy hike. There's no elevation, you know, obviously we're out in the mountains, so it's not going to be completely flat. And we're going to cross a creek, Belt Creek. And then, I wasn't really sure on the water levels, and I maybe could have went and did a little, you know, looking for myself, but I asked the ranch and they're like, oh yeah, no, it's fine. Water levels are down. You can totally cross. So the first part we crossed and it was fine. But what a creek is to some people is a river to other people. And so it's always interesting while I say, it's like how I need to figure out like how to describe things that are like inclusive to everybody's levels, because what people's expectations of easy are not necessarily my expectations of what easy is. So maybe it's a moderate hike, I guess. So we crossed the river and then we were like crossing this other part, and I kind of went ahead and I was like, you guys, it's like gonna be to like our like upper thighs, like almost to our butt. Like you're gonna get wet. Like, we don't have to keep going. We can go back and knit on the beach at this other place. I'm like, who wants to keep going and, you know, or who wants to stay, and nobody raised their hand. I'm like, who wants to keep going? And then like almost everybody raised their hand. And there were some gals who ended up staying and knitting back at the beach, and then some of us who kept going. And it's just so fun to see people wanting to help other people and how everyone works with each other and like tends to each other's needs, whether that is like physical needs or emotional needs or energetic needs. It's really, I just love seeing it. And so we ended up crossing a couple more spots, and some of the gals got in and swam, and it was just like it was so fun to see everybody just being so free and so joyous, and I love that. So I was working on this cowl and I was talking about it while we were there swimming and hanging out, and one of the gals recommended that I call it the Belt Creek cowl. And then we decided on the sluice box shawl. So it's gonna be called the Big Sky Set. That's where I was going with that entire long monologue, I'm sorry. So the Big Sky Set. Yeah, so it's just gonna be, this is just the beginning of the little baby shawl. This is on an 8, so it's a little bit more open. I should have brought my swatches and all my things. Did I bring? I think I also stayed up till I've been like really into the Oh Dang DK has got me like so many things I want to knit with it. I don't have my swatches, otherwise I'd show you. This is on an 8, which is just like, you can kind of see it's a little bit more open. On a 7, it is pretty tight knit, and that's what I knit the cowl on. So I also want to, I have 2 other designs after this, both cowls. Just a cowl designing type of gal, you guys. Someday I'll design a sweater, but I mean, you just heard my saga about my kids being in high school. I don't have time to be designing sweaters. So cute, so soft. I want to knit a ranunculus with this, and I also want to knit a saldana with this too. So I'm going to try to get those done before the release. But to be honest with you guys about something, I sent my tessellated off to be finished by my friend Denise, who used to work here at Farmer's Daughter. She offered to be my little knitting savior baby angel. And while I love it, those sleeves, I'm just worried about finishing it. And when I'm like inspired, this is what happens. A lot of times I'm inspired with designs, but I have other things on my needles that I feel like I need to finish, and then I just never do the design work. So I'm honoring myself and my creative spirit by doing that. I'm a little cheater, pumpkin eater. Yeah, and I have a couple other sweaters and things to finish, but I'm just like really focused on Oh Dang right now because I love it. Okay, that is what I've been knitting. I've been staying up late doing this. I have a photo shoot tomorrow. Actually, Katie Shea, well, I told you guys, Ryder's senior pictures are tomorrow. She's coming over to do his senior pictures, and then we were gonna do some FDF photos. I'm like, can I finish this shawl? Can I stay up all night and finish this shawl? I'm gonna try to. I'll see how I feel. I stayed up so late last night. But you know, when the creative bug hits ya, you gotta just keep going with it. So that's the only yarn I have to show you guys. I'm sorry. Other things we've got, I'll just show you a couple other things we got in, and then I want to show you guys, I've been wanting to put this in my newsletter and on Instagram, and I just haven't gotten great photos. Maybe me and Katie can get photos tomorrow. So I want to show you guys all the sweatshirts and fun shirts that we have in right now, and I'll just probably turn you guys around so I don't have to do it from back here. Knitting things we have in new, which isn't a whole lot, but we have these, we got in Flocks and Floops. I don't know if you guys have seen these before. These are the Flocks, And there's all types of different designs. Some are, you can order a solid, or you can order a like design one. Let me just grab it out of my knitting bag. I'm also looking, you guys, for something for the shop to sell. If you guys know of really great Notion bags or boxes, we have the Firefly tins that open up that I love. Well, they look like this. We have these in the small and the large, but I don't know if you guys remember ink bags. Erica, she's out of Salem, Oregon. She's no longer in business. These are my favorite knitting Notion bags, and I need to find some knitting Notion bags to keep at the shop. I just trashed one of these and spilled a bunch of stuff over it. It had a hole in it too, so I got rid of it. But I'm like, what will I use when I don't have these anymore? Yeah, let me know if you guys have anything. Some little organizational, small Notions clutch. Okay, so this is what the Phlox looks like. I have this one all twisted up. So these are really popular. They can be a little bit hard to find and to get. It took us a while to be able to carry them. You can use them for a lot of different things. I mostly use mine as a stitch fixer, or if I have a drop stitch that I'm just gonna, weave in, I'll just kind of put that in there like this. These are really great for crochet too, as a like locking stitch marker. And then you can twist it up like that so it doesn't go anywhere. You can use this as a cable needle. We're doing lots of cable classes this this summer, sorry. And so you can use it as a cable needle. You can use it as a fidget toy. It's kind of what I've been doing with them at my desk. I just have them at my desk and I use them to fidget with. You can use them as a stitch marker. You can use them as a, like, if you need to, a stitch holder is the word I'm looking for. If you don't have too many that you need to put on there, depending on what size yarn you have. And then, yeah, they're just really nice to keep in your Notions bag. I use it quite a bit. And they're so fun too. And those are $5, so they're very affordable. And then they also have stitch markers, which I didn't grab a package. They're small and there's large ones. And that's what these looks like. This is what I've been playing with actually while I've been sitting here, just absolutely chatting it up with you guys today. Giving all my life story away. So this set was the pink set. So there's all different colors of pink ones. If you can see that. These are really great. I love the bungee on it. So easy to slip, not like just so low fuss. And then there's bigger ones as well. Oops. So those are those. And then that's kind of all the knitting things I have. Kind of boring, I'm sorry. We have new earrings in. I don't think I've shown these before. These ones are these really cool cranes. So this Oceana brand. I don't know why I grabbed those. I love these like little drip ones. I got those ones. And then this thing is so cool. This is what I especially wanted to show you, which I know I haven't shown you guys this yet. It's a little pocket knife, a little pearl. Okay, come on. Let's see here. little pearl pocket knife, and it actually opens up. Let's see if I can open it with my nails though. It's sharp too. Stab somebody. I can't because my nails are annoying them on. But it does open up and it is sharp. So if you need to stab somebody, you could. And then I don't think I showed you guys these last time. This is a mustard beetle. And they're just these really nice Nalgene water bottles. And this is cool because it's mustard beetle and is this their, oh maybe, I think this is a collab with an Audubon situation they were doing. I don't know where that information is at. And then there's this cool toad mushroom one. So those are fun. And then I wanted to show you a couple of new books that we got. So this is Observations. This is by Lotta Lothgren. She did that geometer sweater that we showed off earlier this summer. I love Lotta's things. They're so beautiful. This is on pre-order on the website right now. And then it ships, I think, August 24th or 25th. And it is just a really, really beautiful book. Look how it's bound too. That is so cool. It is like an open bind. So you can, wow, that is genius. So you can open it up and it's not like so stiff. I love that. Knits and Essays from the Forest. Just gorgeous. She's really talented. And I believe Lotta has a yarn shop. Where the heck does she live? I'll be the wind, the rain, the sunset, the light on your door to show you that you're home. It's a Lina published book. Where is Lotta from? It's not America, I know that, you guys. Okay, I'm sorry. So she goes through the seasons. So winter, and this must have taken a long time to shoot and to get prepared. Her designs are really beautiful motifs. This one is in Pishkin, the dragonfly sweater. Wait, this is it? Let me make sure I'm not just making things up. Yes. Pishkin and Elk Antler, Many Moons, and Willow Creek. Oh, one of my favorite colors. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, you guys know I just love the smell of a Lina book. This one is one of my favorites too. I just saw this on Instagram. This must be Spring, the mushroom sweater. She has some beautiful shawls in here, lots of sweaters. I mean, there is a lot. This is like I love the size of this book because it's really thick. You're getting knitting patterns, but you're also getting some really beautiful writing in here. Oh, this summer, love that. But it's also not like this giant, huge book. It's a really lovely, perfect size. So yeah, I'm excited about this one. Can't wait to dig into it. Oh, and we also got, I need to find a new publisher to order from. The publisher that I'm ordering from for books, I ordered books like months ago and they're still not here, and they're like, maybe they're on strike or something. I'm not really sure what's going on. But we did get this one in. It's called Calling for a Blanket Dance. It is a literary award pen winner. Esther Houquet. Intricate Okay, let's read you guys the back. I haven't read it yet. This is the UPS man. Oscar Hucko's electric debut takes us into the life of young Ever Guamasadl, whose family, sorry, you guys know I can't pronunciate anything, part Mexican, part Native American, is determined to hold on to their community despite obstacles everywhere they turn. Ever's father is injured at the hands of corrupt police on the border when he goes to visit family in Mexico, while his mother struggles to keep both her job and care for her husband. Ever is lost and angry at everything he doesn't understand, but his relatives all have ideas about... Sorry, I want to make sure if the UPS man's coming in here. I open the door. About who he is and who he should be. His Cherokee grandmother, knowing the importance of proximity, urges the family to move across Oklahoma to be near her, while his grandfather, watching their traditions slip away, tries to unite him with his heritage through traditional gourd dances. Oh, I love gourd dances. Through it all, every relative wants the same, to remind Ever of those around him, there to hold him tight, and forever to save not only himself, but also the next generation. Honest, heartbreaking, and ultimately uplifting, Calling for a Blanket Dance is the story how Ever Guamasadl finds his way home. Wow, sounds so good. So that is this book. It actually looks like a pretty quick read. It's like 255 pages. I've had a really hard time getting into books recently. In fact, I've just been going online and reading true crime to fall asleep, which, you know, explains my mental state. I'm trying to think what I've read recently. I can't really remember the last time I finished a book. It's been a hot minute. What did I read last? I can't remember. The book I'm reading now is pretty good though. It's like all of these different essays. So, but I'm probably ready for something like that. Sometimes those can be a little deep and hard. Oh, I forgot to show you guys these too. We got more of these Mayana earrings. How beautiful are those? So we have a lot of these in. Yeah, we're solid out of them. But there is still, I don't know, probably like 30 pairs left. So, and these are ethically handmade in Colombia by women artisans from vulnerable populations who receive fair compensation for their labor and skills. I love that. Okay, I'm gonna turn you guys around. Sorry, I hate to do this in a podcast, but so I can show you guys all of the new merch that we have. And it's gonna be backwards, right? So this is the Ride or Die sweatshirt, and these are made out of Bozeman. These ones are different. So we have some Dolly shirts here. Dolly, fuck around and find out. I got a lot of these, and we've sold, so we put these out on the sidewalk sale, and I bet we sold 20 of them. We fuck around and find out. Oh, where are the other t-shirts? What the heck? Maybe we're sold out. I'll have to go look. We have like a Barbie one. We had a Barbie one. We had another Dolly one. It's like a Dolly, and it's a card, and it's a Queen Dolly card. And then we had the Barbie one, and we had one other one, I thought. This is a Wrangler Rodeo shirt. Sweatshirt, super soft and cozy inside. We have this one, all these kind of cool Montana shirts. This says come hell or high water. And then those little gals in the back there. And then this is Wildflowers. And we have all kinds of sizes, small, extra small to 2XL. It's the 2XL. So all these beautiful Montana wildflowers. What does it say? Montana wildflowers. And then here's those little gals again. I have some more too, if you look online. They're just folded up in the back right now. This is I Break for Cowboys. And this one is this cute cowboy boot one, and it says FDF. The cut of this is like one of these right here, so I just wear like a orange or like red bra with it because then it kind of gives it an accent. These do run small, so I sized up 2 sizes. I'm usually like a medium large, and I went extra large, so just so you know. But I love that print, so cute. So those are the shirts. Giveaway, what should we do? What shall we do? What about one of those observations books? I think that would be good. We'll do an observation book, and we'll do a flocks and floops, either one. How about a flocks? And yeah, that's it. That's all she wrote. Okay, I hope you guys have a great week. Thank you for listening to me ramble on, cry on the podcast. Probably won't be the first time. It probably won't be the last time, I mean, this year. It's gonna be an emotional roller coaster. All right, yeah, let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, and I will check you guys later. Bye.